Good morning. Well, it's morning for me. I don't know what time it is where you are. This is day 2 of my Wiltshire trip, and I'm out and about now, finally, looking, well, today, this video, I'm going up to the Cherhill Monument, and also there's a white horse to have a look at as well. So I'm just near to the village of Cherhill, which is just here, and I guess that must be Cherhill up there. So I've got to find a footpath. Not quite sure where the footpath is, but I think it's somewhere there. We've got a bit of early morning sunshine, some sheep over there having a snooze, and I thought I'd get out and about before the world and his brother does. So let's see how we go. This is a lovely little narrow path that takes me up the hill. It's very nice. You can imagine the families over the years have clambered up here to have a look, not only at the monument, but of course the white horse, but also at the top is the remains of an Iron Age hill fort, Oldbury I think it's called. So I'm looking forward to having a look a little bit at that and perhaps walking around the ramparts. National Trust, Cherhill down Oldbury Castle. Here we go. Oh, well, got a good view here, and not only that, you get to see the lovely countryside too. Well, this is rather special, isn't it? Lots and lots of clover on the ground, various other different types of wild plants. Fantastic, love it. Great to see this old ancient species rich pasture. What's remarkable, I just paused, had to take some pictures of the amazing wild flowers here. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful stretch. You've got harebells, I recognise those, a whole load of other stuff that I don't recognise, beautiful delicate little flowers, and there's an abundance on this slope. Obviously this has not been farmed, it's probably back to original pasture, and it's just wonderful to see. And this is on the Wiltshire Down. I think this is a chalky surface. I think the geology here is chalk. I'm not sure about flint, and it's very sad because in Sussex on the South Downs we've lost so much of this wonderful wild flower culture and all the butterflies and insects that would thrive on these things, and seeing it here is wonderful, but we ought to have it all over the South Downs. It's just so damn irritating. Well, we made it all right, and what an amazing, impressive building. There's a plaque here. It's National Trust, So I guess the National Trust must look after the whole of this whole area really, which is why it's all so well preserved. And it says here the Lansdowne Monument. So on the Ordnance Survey it says it's the Cherhill Monument, because Cherhill's just that way, but it's also known as the Lansdowne Monument, designed by Sir Charles Barry and built in 1845, it says here, by the 3rd Marquis of Lansdowne in memory of his ancestor, Sir William Petty, who was around from 1627 to 1684, a physician and surveyor. And it looks like they had to do a bit of a repair job in 1990, but so it's okay. It's a shame about the wooden hoarding, but I guess that wasn't there to begin with. All around this area, just undulating with what must be human earthwork, and I'm assuming that these are part of the ramparts here of Oldbury Castle, an Iron Age hill fort, which is just stunning to see, and the whole landscape is just utterly beautiful. Downland, yes, similar to the South Downs in a way, but actually very different too. It's amazing how in Britain the geology can change dramatically, and yet it can also change, but in subtle ways. So although this is chalk, the undulations and the combes and the dips and the valleys are more pronounced here, certainly in this area. It's rather beautiful. I'm quite envious of this area. It's interesting that the carving of the white horse is on the, well, let me think, it must be on the east slope, which means really the only chance of getting a glimpse of it is probably early June or something in the sun, because the sun is moving around sort of southwards obviously, and in an arc, and perhaps in the evening as well you get to see it, but from here it's right in the shade, which is just such a shame. But I'm going to carry on down here on my way back, but I noticed there was a hill, and I don't know whether that is where perhaps a tower or something was erected, or a lookout for the Iron Age people. I mean, not in the way that a tower would be in a Norman Tower and Bailey, Motte and Bailey, but it does look like a bit of a man-made hump. Clearly, there are some joyous walks to be had in this area. I'm going to have to have a look at the map and study them, and maybe on my last day come back here and do some wanderings depending on the weather. I mean, I just love the undulations and things. It would be wonderful. Probably have to film it in a more simplistic way and carry just my GoPro so that I'm light. Anyway, the top of the hill is just over here, so go up and have a look at that and probably feel like I'm standing on top of the world. Well, you certainly do feel like you're on top of the world, and what an amazing 360 degree view you get here, with the horizon just going off in all sorts of directions. I'm assuming that must be north and that's south. Just feels absolutely right because the sun is over there. It's still early in the morning, but I talked about this being a sort of mound to put something on or whatever, a beacon or some such thing, and maybe there was a beacon. There's a hole here with something that may have held something, but more impressive and interesting is there's a dip in the top of this, and it has got the essence of a sort of what do you call it, not a moat, a ditch, that's the word I'm looking for, around it. So it could be that this is a burial mound. I don't know. I'm I am thinking aloud. So speculating. There's another word that I was trying to grasp the words out of the atmosphere. Sometimes when you're doing all this filming, it's terribly frustrating. I'm trying to find the right words, but it could be a burial mound. I don't know, because classically burial mounds, particularly in Wiltshire, were the places that got plundered by the grave diggers and the burial mound diggers in these 17th and 18th century, and they would come in looking for treasure, and so it's possible that here is exactly what they did. And although they may have filled it in, but because they've disturbed the earth, it sort of over time dips in, and it's a classic thing to see. So yeah, and there's the ditch pretty much all the way around. So up here, very important, possibly Bronze Age, king of some description, chieftain, whatever, so that many people, and no doubt this whole dome, was exposed to the white chalk as a glistening beacon in itself. Well, what can I say? This has been an astonishingly beautiful walk, fantastic piece of countryside, an amazing area to go and investigate. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it and it's whetted your appetite a bit. If you've enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe, become a patron, support what I do, and I'll go and adventure further afield and do more of these things. But anyway, that's it for this video. I'm still in Wiltshire, so join me on the next one. Oh, the sun's come out and it's lovely and warm. I'm going to head back now, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.